Hi everyone, my name is Annette Luttermann and I live in Golden along a thankfully undammed portion of the Columbia River. Recently, we began to develop a study of beaver-influenced wetlands in our local area due to the importance of this species in wetland ecology and the fact that we have severely degraded their habitat in so many parts of the Columbia Basin, especially through hydroelectric development. Beavers are our conservation buddies. We think it is important to learn how to effectively coexist with these cool critters. There appear to be healthy beaver populations in the valley bottom wetlands of the upper Columbia River, but we were interested to learn more about the characteristics of the smaller, higher elevation wetlands and to consider whether human activity is in any way impeding beaver colony persistence in those areas. Beavers manipulate their environments to increase food access and protection from predation. In doing so, they create nutrient-rich wetland habitat for numerous other species and increase overall landscape level biodiversity. There's plenty of evidence that active beaver colonies also serve important ecological functions that can contribute to climate change resilience. For example, pond and wetland complexes maintain significant moisture on the landscape and raise water tables in the surrounding forest, reducing the intensity of fire and providing refugia for many species during forest fire events. They maintain stream flow during periods of drought, and they help to attenuate downstream flooding during the spring melt and heavy precipitation events. There are multiple human land uses on the benchlands west of Golden, including increasing commercial forest harvesting, outdoor recreation, residential, road and trail development. This map shows some of the mapped trails and roads and transmission lines. Our study has begun to document the characteristics of the small wetlands in the Cedar Creek and Canyon Creek drainages in this area. In 2018, less than 20% of the bench wetlands surveyed in this area had active beaver colonies. All have been heavily influenced by beavers over long periods of time, and most sites had suitable habitat and good forage that would support new colonies. But several wetlands have had recently constructed infrastructure within them or adjacent, such as road upgrades with small culverts, trails over recently breached beaver dams, boardwalks, and small bridges. In an image showing one reach of Cedar Creek from back in 2004, we can see several shallow open water wetlands, fens, and shrub swamps created by sinuous beaver dams. You can see the dams here. By 2019, several of these ponds are drained. The sedge and grass meadows replacing them also contribute to landscape biodiversity, and this is typical of a natural cycle, as beavers will abandon a site due to forage scarcity, predation, disease, and other disturbance. But beavers will almost certainly return eventually, and as deciduous vegetation regrows and young beavers disperse from active colonies in the region, new colonies can be formed. However, if infrastructure has been built in these areas in the interim without anticipating high water levels, there may be conflicts. In planning for coexistence, it is important to consider the potential impact of land use decisions on beaver wetland cycles, to avoid creating barriers to dispersal, to employ the use of devices such as pond levelers in appropriate places, and consider translocations to suitable habitat instead of lethal control. We plan to continue to work on mapping additional higher elevation wetlands to assess beaver colony status and habitat quality in relation to food sources, hydrology, and dispersal routes. We plan to continue to assess potential conflicts with human land use, identifying opportunities to support coexistence, and engaging the public, private landowners, and land managers in discussions about the importance of beaver ecology in maintaining high-quality habitats for biodiversity and climate change resilience. Thanks for listening.